And here we go. How is everybody doing on a Talk to Tom Thursday? If you're a big time follower of Talk to Tom, you know that Thursday is the single most underrated day of the week. Why do I say that? Because everyone you know, is living for Friday. And Friday is everyone's day. Today is the day you make a difference. Today is the best day of the week. It really and truly is. Really and truly is the single most underrated day of the week. Waiting for people to show up here. We'll talk Tropics. We'll talk sports. We'll talk whatever you've got on your mind. It is baseball season, of course. Dodgers wore the Mets out. Good to see it last night. No one here is pulling for the Mets. Certainly not me. Everyone here is pulling for the University of Tennessee to stomp Bama on this third Saturday in October. Go Vols. And the Buckeyes are going to play again this Saturday, too. Western Kentucky won last night. Life is good. Things are great. Let's talk about what's shaking right now in the tropics. Okay, here we go. Tropical weather continues to be the big item, of course, for everyone all across tropical zones. The Caribbean especially. Everything here looking active, but not overly dangerous. I'm going to start out with the tropical watch here real quick and put me in the corner. Here I am. Hi, me, Tom Sorrells. Good to see you out there. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happening. Here's the latest look at the possibility of development from the National Hurricane Center. They're talking about a 30% shot. That little zone right there could become something. The one over here around south of Yucatan out there, Costa Nicaragua and Costa Rica is not going to do much. That thing's going to go inland. It's going to go inland and be a rainmaker for Central America and not develop in the Caribbean. It's not going to happen. Second one, though, Invest 94L, probably going to be a little harder to handle. This is what it looks like right now on the satellite imagery. The X marks the spot of where this thing is. It's actually south of all the big convection. You see that big explosive looking like, wow, holy cow. That's got to be something, right? You got to figure that would be something on any other satellite image. You're like, look at that. That looks pretty impressive. And it does look impressive, except it's not. It's not impressive at all. Let me show you what I mean. We will throw up the satellite imagery for you and give you an idea of what we're talking about as far as the satellite goes. It's not super impressive at all, at least not by any standards that you would normally look at. Let's see. Because it's not stacked properly. And by stacked properly, I mean it's not head to toe. It's not. Imagine if you were trying to fight somebody and you were laid over on your side. I'll put the Atlantic wide loop on here and see what we got going on. Here we go. Work from your babes. It's not exactly what you'd want to see. Stacked bottom to top. Not at all. The activity is blossoming. A lot of convection to the north. But as far as what it looks like, right there, when you see that, that's overly impressive. That's kind of lying to you, as I like to say. Because the center is down there south of all this convection. Got all this big convection here, but the bottom, the center of it, on the surface is right down here. And it's not really down to the surface. It's not stacked bottom to top. It is a warm core system, except it doesn't really have much of a core. The eye is almost, or what would be the eye, the center of circulation, is kind of exposed. I don't know what's wrong with those satellites. And there we go. It's weird. It's wicked and weird. Let's go back to my other stuff and give you an idea of what's happening. Start from the beginning. Technical trouble. Right there where it is located, it's not stacked. It's not. All that big convection is away from the center. So it's not bottom to top. It's not very well put together. And only a 30% shot it's going to make it. Here's why. It's going to start to interact with the islands. Over the course of the weekend, there will be big rain through part of the Antilles and then all the way into Puerto Rico by Sunday, my guess is. I don't think it gets there tomorrow. I think it gets there like Sunday. Eventually, interference with the islands and the big river of Shear. It's set up, just rips it apart, I believe, or steers it away. And so it's nothing we have to worry about in the continental US of A. We're going to be gooch. We're going to be good till Daddy takes the T-bird away on this system. So we're good. We're fine with it. No big deal. Don Owens and 7 other people and 14 others are watching. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Don. Thank you for tuning in. Good to have you here on this lovely Thursday. Leave me a comment. I will answer your questions if you got them. Look at the dry air in Florida today. If you've not been outside, you are missing it. I just walked Toby. We had the best time. Thing of it is, when it starts to feel like this, my dog goes crazy and really, really, really wants to walk a long time. More than I can handle. I wore the EA Sports hoodie today because it's cold, y'all. It was 54 degrees at Casa de Sorrells this morning. It's going to warm up into the 70s, close to 80, but man, it was chilly this morning. Good morning. It is cold out. Dan, tell him. Rick Tews is watching. Don says hi. Hello to you, Donnie. Lynn Hopkins is here watching as well. All right, dry air is in place all across Florida, all the way up to Atlanta, into the Tennessee Valley. Here are the models on the system that's out there. 94L, it's going to come right through the zone there, right north of Hispaniola, and north of Puerto Rico over the next 2.5 days. As it does, it's going to be producing a lot of rain. No, if you mean go Mets, like go Meteorologist, yeah, I'm all about that. If you mean go Mets, like the New York Metropolitans, you've come to the wrong website. You've come to the wrong Talk to Tom. This is an Atlanta Braves house. We do not pull for the Mets. Actually, don't pull for the Dodgers either. But of the two, how many fans do I know? I know a lot of Mets fans, and I don't want to hear it from them. I just don't want to hear it from the Mets fans. So I'm hoping that you lose. Braves. That's right. Go Braves. Even though we're out. Happy most underrated day of the week to you, my friend. No, I can't say go Yanks either. Anybody but the Yanks. Who are the Yankees playing? Are they playing the Russians? I'd pull for the Yankees against the Russians right now. 4 years ago, witnesses. Shame on you, Dan Potter. Anybody but the Mets right now. Anybody with those New York teams. I'll tell you what. When I move to New York and I'm a big star in New York City, I'll pull for New York teams. Until then, nope. Anyway, back to 94L. It's going to come right through the Lesser Antilles to the north there. It's not going to rock the islands too much. It will become a rainmaker as we roll our way through. Hey, Joe. Good to hear from you, bro. Right to the north of Puerto Rico, right to the north of Hispaniola. So all the interference is going to get there from the islands of Hispaniola, from Dominican Republic and Haiti, along with the shear. It's just going to mess this thing up. It's not going to develop very well at all. It will be a rainmaker, but that's it, and not a rainmaker for us here at home. A couple of things to keep in mind, too, as we look. This is the way it looks right now in the ocean heat content. Let me take my face out. Pay close attention to the Gulf of Mexico. Still warm, but not as hot, blazing hot, as the Caribbean, just east of the Yucatan, south of Cuba, and south of Haiti. Look how hot it is still in the Caribbean. A lot of energy there to be tapped. This is the way it looked last week. Remember, if you were with us as we talked about Milton last week, it was rolling right up here, right through that area in the eastern Caribbean that was so hot. That Gulf loop, that Caribbean loop coming up through there. Well, that has been kind of worked over. Biggest reason it's been worked over and cooled down a little bit is that Milton came through there, stirred up the ocean. Notice the difference. You see how it's turned yellow and no longer super, super red like the Caribbean. It's super red and super hot still. Gulf of Mexico has cooled just a bit, which, is great as we head toward November. Starting to slow down the Gulf of Mexico, we hope, as far as the area of concern, and turn more of our attention to the Caribbean. So if you're watching from the Caribbean, I think the shear does you a favor. It's cooler to the north, obviously, of Hispaniola than the south. So the storm's going to come through here and then get down here. But by the time it gets into the Caribbean, the south side of the Caribbean, I really think that it's going to be sheared all to pieces. It won't have a chance to develop. Here's what the loop looked like last week as we talked about it. All that warm water comes up into the Gulf and then back out and becomes the Gulf Stream. But again, it's really changed a lot. Real quick, 7-day forecast for Central Florida. 74 today, close to 80 tomorrow. I took this forecast straight off the National Weather Service homepage. I did not do these numbers. So the Weather Service, these are their numbers. 82 degrees by Sunday. Scotty is here. My cousin, the scientist. Hey, Scotty, Mr. Geology. I did get my goose. We're down to one. I'm trying not to eat them quickly. You did see that Western Kentucky won again last night. Scotty boy, we're 3-0. We're 3-0 in Conference USA play. Yeah, we are. Go Hilltoppers. Go. All right. Boom. So there's your tropical update real quick. We'll run through it again before it's over. Key West and the Bahamas next weekend. You don't mean tomorrow. You mean 8 or 9 days out. Very hard to forecast, but I think you're going to be okay. once this first wave, Invest 94L, either dissipates, gets ripped apart, or moves past you, it looks to me like you've got a good run of at least another week. So I think you're going to be fine next weekend. That's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I love football season, though, Scotty. I'm glad to be in the thick of it, in the middle of it right now, 6 weeks in. And Tennessee plays Bama, and then as always, there's 2 or 3 games. I love the Western Kentucky MTSU game. I love the Ohio State-Michigan game. It is game day. I love that day. I host a party here every year. And the third one that I love the most is Tennessee-Bama. I hate Bama so much. To hate like this is to be happy forever. I hate them so much. So easy to hate them. So easy. Go Vols. All right, who is here? Hey, Robert Hartline. Hey, buddy, good to hear from you. Denise Smith is watching too. All right, let's run through the Tropics one more time, then I'll wrap it up. I've got things to do, places to go. Not really. Not a lot. But I've got some things to do today. So let me get busy. All right, talk to Tom. This X you're seeing right here, there are 2 of them. The one out there near the Central America area is not going to amount to much. It's going to be a rainmaker for the folks in that zone, but not a killer, I don't think. Hopefully this one won't be a killer either. This is Invest 94L. That's what it looks like on the satellite, but it's kind of misplaced. It's kind of like if you're trying to fight somebody and you're leaning to your side, you can't lift anything, you know. Same thing with a storm. The storm's all cattywampus. The top part is not over the center, so it's leaning. It's not stacked properly. It's going to hit more shear, and it's going to fall apart. Hey, Mona. Go Hilltoppers, go. 3-0 in Conference USA, Mona. It's the one game Mona and I can agree on. Mona loves the Kentucky Wildcats, and I don't know why. We're Hilltoppers, not Cats. Because Western is the University of Kentucky. Hey, Barb Styles. You know what? Retirement's good, man. I'm having a good time. I went to see, Michael, I don't have a doubt in my mind that Bama's going to win that game. I don't think you find anybody who believes Tennessee's going to win. I mean, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if Tennessee were to win this game. There's just a couple of teams that snake bite Tennessee. Florida's one. I mean, Tennessee's like 8 times better than Florida. Did you see them win in overtime the other night? What a disgusting display of football ability. They played like trash. And then with the Bama game, they have a hard time, man. Just have a hard time the last 2 decades winning that game. It's terrible. It's been terrible. Even on years when Tennessee's better than Bama, we can't win the game. They can't win. It's terrible. So, where was I? I was making fun of Mona. Yeah, I know you are. I know you like it. I think it's your Fort Campbell time that made you a Wildcat fan. Is that not right? This is going to be a rainmaker for Puerto Rico by Sunday. It is not going to be a hurricane. I don't think it's going to be a tropical storm. It's going to struggle. It's going to struggle to find its center and get back on track. So my guess is it goes in there as a big rainmaker over the weekend, and it doesn't develop much. Here's the dry air in place for Florida. There's also dry air just north of Hispaniola. You see it right there on the edge of the screen. That's going to be a big difference maker too. Dry air, shear, and the fact that it's cattywampus leaning, I don't see it blowing up much. Models take it north of Puerto Rico and north of Hispaniola over the coming 5 days and into the heart of the Caribbean. Do I believe that? Yeah, it's going to go that way. It's not coming north. It can't. It's being steered the wrong way to come and threaten us. So, Fort Knox and Fort Campbell. Look at you. Hey, David Moore. What you doing, buddy? Big David's here. Dave's a meteorologist as well. Hope everything's good out west, Dave. So, there's the heat in the Caribbean that it can still milk if it were able to center up. But again, the system is stacked funny. It's crooked. It's cattywampus. But it's not stacked bottom to top on top of each other. It can't flow. It's like, getting weird. And it's going to get smacked by a big river of shear, and it's not going to develop. This is what the Gulf looked like last week with Milton. See that red thing right there? That's the hot water that Milton rolled over. But now, look inside the Gulf. It's not bright red. Woo. It's down to orange and yellow because Milton stirred up the water, cooled it off, took a lot of the heat out, which is all good. But it's all good. All right. That's going to be a wrap. If you got anything you want to ask me about anything else, ask. Ask. Not everybody loves me, but thank you for loving me. Anybody says I love you, you can say you love you back. I love you too, babe. I don't know who Melanie Duncan is, and that's yesterday, so I don't see that. Hi, Melanie. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. Okay. It is baseball season. I guess I'm pulling for the Dodgers and whoever can beat the Yankees. Nobody likes it. Unless you're from New York, you don't like the Yankees. I can't make Yankee people understand that. Yankee fan, nobody likes you. Like, I went to Ohio State and studied meteorology for 3.5 years. And hey, Penny Lincoln Branch. I almost called you Penny Lincoln Lawson. Penny Lincoln Branch. I know everybody hates Ohio State because we win all the time. So I hate the Yankees because they won too much. And they beat the Braves. I don't like them. And, okay, yeah, that's exactly right. You won a bunch. I don't like you anymore. I love the last 20 years have been hard for you. I love that. I love that trash. Couldn't have a nicer team. I love the Buckeyes. And I know that people hate the Buckeyes because we win too much. Yeah, we do. And I know they lost that game against Oregon. Doesn't matter. We should have won that game. We're in a position, they should have won that game. We should have, I say we. I'm not really on the team. I do pull for the Buckeyes. I am an alum. But, Ohio State should have won that game. And we're not out of the playoffs. Ohio State at the end of the season will be one of the top 12 teams. They're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to punch you in the mouth if they play you. Get ready for it. Hi, Michelle Link. How's the cleanup going, girl? How are those doodles? Toby was out running in the cool air this morning. Michelle, he loves the cooler air. You know what? Typos don't matter here, babe. We are all about communication. Now, typos matter if it's a legal thing. Hey, yeah. You know what? You should. I love that. We all love that Kyle McCord is lighting it up for the Qs too. Had Kyle been able to stay one more year, I think he could have played as well as our quarterback played the other night. I do. Kyle McCord can throw the ball. He's great. He had a horrific off day in the Michigan game, and everyone lost faith in that. And so you can't risk that again. Hags, you can't, because he had the whole year to get ready, and he played like trash in the Michigan game and threw the interceptions and cost us the game. So that's like the Super Bowl. If you play like that in the Super Bowl, the team's like, dude, you got to go, because we're going back to play them again next year. We're going back to playoffs. You didn't show up. So it's a regular season, and McCord's lighting it up. And I hope he plays well in your bowl game. But whatever bowl game you guys get to at the Qs won't be as big as the Michigan game for Ohio State. Syracuse is not going to play for the national title. So, now my daughter never did competitive diving. My daughters were swimmers and water polo players, and all their careers are over. The oldest child, thing one, rowed a boat. She was captain of a crew team. The other two were captains of water polo and swimming. They did not dive. Mama Hackney is here. Hey. Melissa Riley, I don't know if I saw your comment or not. I'm trying to answer the comments as they come up. I'll come back and answer them later. If you want to try to redo your comment, go ahead. I'll answer it now. Ask me. Anything. This is what my hair looks like. No, I'm not bald. Head full of hair still. Thank God. But Mama Hackney gets really upset when I take my cap off. From the bride. I bet there's frost on that pumpkin. Well, the Bobcats are having a tough football season. Whoa. 5-1, huge game at home Thanksgiving week against the Evil Canes. 11-1 is possible. Yeah, 11-1 is possible. Good. And that'll be his big game. We'll see how he does against Miami. How's that? If he throws a couple of interceptions, ends the game for you, tell me how much you love him then. Do you think hurricane season? No, hurricane season is far from over, Melissa. Hurricane season will go, I think, into November and maybe into December. We have a break here. We had a bunch of action, and now we get a break. Things slow down a little bit. In 3 weeks, we'll get another cluster, another flurry, if you will, of activity. I really believe. Come see me in 3 weeks. About the middle of November, I'll tell you where I think it's over. I don't trust it. I don't believe it's over at all. I think there's one more burst of activity coming. It's been a backloaded hurricane season. I don't think it's done. All right. I'm going to get off here now. I'm going to do my thing. You guys make it a great Thursday. Thursday is the single most underrated day of the week. It is day one for you to kill it. Ground zero. Get out there and kill it today because everybody's thinking about Friday. Friday. Don't you be that one. Go kill this day. Love ya. See you on the other side. Go Big Orange. Go Buckeyes. So proud of the Hilltoppers who won last night. I will see ya soon. Leave a comment. I'll answer them. Peace.